We are back here on Girl Talk. We are having an absolute ball today. We're already in trouble. Can you see us all giggling? Ramona Fantini has joined us. She's the owner of Pino Gelato, and it is always wonderful to have you here.
Thank you.
And actually what we were talking about is people think that the new year and winter is a quiet time. Not at all. You've got some wonderful events coming up.
We do. This coming Saturday, we have a book signing right here at Pino Gelato with Donna Greco from Tate Publishing. And she is just finished a book called The Getaway Puppy. Along with her, we're going to have Noah's Ark as well, with some puppies available. Physical therapist, and she has a love of young children as well as a love of animals. And she is using this book as a venue to get a message out not only to children, but also to everyone about animal abuse. At a young age, she's teaching how to respect animals, how to love as well.
Yes.
Is this little puppy called Turbo needs to get out of his backyard. So he solicits all of his friends to help him get out, and each one of them has a little message on how, using their unique talent, to get out of the yard. That's all I'm telling you about that. You have to read the rest of the book to get to the end.
So can we have some gelato when we come to the book signing too?
Of course you can have some gelato, and hopefully it'll be a little tad warmer, although people seem to still come out even if it's 20 degrees out for gelato. But yes, we're going to have gelato and coffee, lots of furry animals to pet and hopefully adopt.
Are there a lot of pets up for adoption right now?
There are a lot of pets up for adoption.
Well, you just adopted one.
We did. And it was because I kept coming on Girl Talk and we kept having all these adopted puppies join us, and it just sort of planted this seed. But it seems to be there's an abundance of pets that really need homes in this area.
There absolutely are. It's also a state of the economy. A lot of people can't afford their animals, so they have to relinquish them. But the nice thing about all the rescues in this area is that they're helping people keep their animals. So whether it's spay, neuter, medication, education, food, it's better if you can keep your animal rather than turn it over. So they're trying to help people. But we also do have in this area a lot of transports to places where people don't have enough animals. Believe it or not, in the Northeast and in the Midwest, there are no animals. So we do have a lot here, but there's a high turnover. There's a lot of giving people like yourself adopting animals.
What else do you have going on?
What else do we have going on? Well, we've got the Common Ground, that's our big project this summer. We're putting, hopefully, I get the written approval from the town of Beaufort to put a new patio outside. So we're going to have tables outside,
That makes such good sense. With the location and being there on that
right on the
waterfront.
water.
Exactly. I'm glad to hear that. I love Common Ground.
It's so
That's
funny
my once
because
a week hangout spot.
It
It really
is.
does have a nice vibe. It's like the Friends Coffee House or
Yeah.
something. You know, that's what it kind of reminds me of.
Well, and I always laugh because when you live in Beaufort,
Yes.
so when we come and do Girl Talk, we always end up with our little treats as we're driving home, just sort of noshing on things that are great. You got a great staff over there too.
We have a great staff, and we just signed an agreement with a local chef in Habersham in Beaufort, and he's going to help us grow our lunch business as well. So I'm excited about that. So we're not going to alter a lot, but we need to increase it a little bit and put a little bit of a different spin. We're going to do a little different decor inside.
Oh, are you really?
Yeah.
And you know what's interesting? Ramona and I go way back, but I don't think Takia nor Aaron really know about, I don't know if you do or not, about sort of the history with Pino Gelato. Where you are, what you do, how you got started. It's really fascinating.
Well, it started here. This was the store. This was supposed to be the first store. John and I, my husband, went to Italy and fell in love with gelato. So we came here and decided to start a business with gelato. It was supposed to be one store, and that quickly changed very quickly in John's mind. And it's now grown into 13 locations, most of them licensed stores. I own 5 of them. So we look to try to spread the happiness of Pino Gelato. And we did it through gelato, and animal rescue is kind of my side passion, using my business to also help all the people that work so hard to to help you.
And where are your, so you have a location in Beaufort, a location here. Where are your other locations?
My locations are 3 of them in the Panhandle, Destin, Fort Walton, and then all the rest of them are airports, Atlanta, Savannah.
But you guys also supply
That's great.
gelato to a lot of the local restaurants too, don't you? Because I've seen it on some menus around
Yes.
town.
There you go.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah, they have limited flavors, which obviously I hope would bring you here to try all the rest of the 60 flavors that we have.
Let me ask you a question. How do you choose flavors? I've always wondered that because gelato seems to me traditionally to be a lot of citrus flavors and then kind of a more traditional group. But you always see those sort of crazy
There are
ones.
some really
Yeah.
unusual flavors.
Yes.
And you're right, depending on the market and what's hot and what people want. But I could tell you that we carry a certain number of staples all the time, you know, vanilla, chocolate, pistachio, things like that. And they're our top sellers all the time. All 12 years that we've been here,
Oh, are
they're
they
still
really?
the top sellers. You know, we've gone through the crazes of
yeah.
sea salt and
Right.
things like that, which are popular, but people still go back.
Pistachio, interesting.
Still goes back to, well, that's
To
a
the
typical
classics.
Italian
Oh.
flavor, yeah.
Yes.
Well, that makes sense.
Hazelnut, pistachio, that kind of thing. Yeah.
What's new? And
that's
do you have
interesting.
something cool for the winter? Or warm for
Well,
the winter?
winter. Are we still in winter? Yeah.
Right,
Well,
exactly.
According to this area, it's just started.
Right, exactly.
we did have a special. We had the usual candy cane, things like that, but
Yeah.
and pumpkin, cinnamon rum, and we did try this year creme brulee, which was a little different. It was really nice.
Aaron really wants Bloody Mary with a big shrimp.
I don't know about that.
No, that wouldn't do it for
Maybe a
Pino
little
Gelato.
stretch.
It's
I do like it to be
savory.
adventurous though with ice cream and gelato and trying to step out. You know, some people are very much like safe.
Box. Yeah.
I mean, I have a son who's a vanilla kid, and he
Exactly.
never departs from that.
deviates.
No.
Well, embarrassingly enough, I grew up in a family that had like an intermezzo, kind of a sorbet in between if we were doing a fancy dinner. So that was always something to
that's
have a little
nice to
serve
cleanse
on.
the palate?
Yes, to cleanse our palate. Oh, well, we're going to have to cleanse our girl talk palate here. Stay with us. We'll be right back. There's a lot more to come.